Hey Leo, welcome to your first half of July reading. Not really date or time specific. I just put the dates on the thumbnails and in the title so you can navigate the channel more easily and find what you're looking for. But we do have some cosmic events happening. We are in the run-up to the full moon in Capricorn with the penumbral lunar eclipse. So that is very powerful energy, and sometimes that will find its way into the reading. Anyway, and we also have all the usual suspects of retrogrades still in effect, notably Mercury. And we also had Mars just shift into Aries. So Mars is at home in Aries, and Mars is the planet of action and motivation, of initiation, and just really fiery, passionate energy that can show up in your love life as well. But it's really about finding where Aries is on your natal chart, the outside ring of your natal chart where all the planets are. Find what house Aries is in. That's the area of life that will most be impacted by that placement, by that transit. Okay, so this is the wisdom of the oracle. I'm going to pull two cards, one for divine masculine, one for divine feminine. If you feel the need to flip the characters, I call them characters, flip the energies around, that's fine. It doesn't invalidate the reading. It is a general reading for the collective of Leo, Sun and Rising. So if it doesn't speak to you, don't worry. If you're here as Leo Sun, check out the reading in this series that aligns with your rising sign. Or alternately, you can check out the readings for the Sun or Rising of your divine counterpart as a cross watcher. So I'm here in the lawn, guys. If it's Thursday, it's lawn day. Lucky, lucky Leo. Well, kind of lets you know, like, I'm a real person with a real life. Lawn guys milling about, doorbells ring. I think that happened in one of our readings. Can't escape reality. Anywho. So let's see what comes through. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I do hope you'll consider joining us. Click subscribe. Click subscribe. And for those who are returning, wow, I'm so glad to have you back. Oh, so beautiful. Look at these cards. Milk and honey and yin. Masculine gets the milk and honey card. Prosperity. Card 51, 5 and 1 is 6. It feels like it's about finally reaching that point of stability. In previous readings, there has been a lot of chaos for Leo, but just look at this. I know it's so cute. It's this little baby elephant splashing in a bowl of milk and honey. And I love the rainbow. It makes me think of the Ten of Cups. And then for the feminine, card number 2, yin. Perfect card for a feminine. It's a good reminder to stay in that receptive, allowing energy where things kind of flow to you and through you. Come back here. And I am going to pull a card for you, Leo, from Queen of the Moon Oracle, since we are in the run-up to that full moon. Let's just see what comes through. This is one of my favorite decks. I love the messages. Also, I forgot to tell Aries in the last reading I published, but please feel free to join us in the Priestess Lounge. It is a private Facebook group, and this is the only place that I announce that. I don't place ads. I don't announce it on Facebook. I'm not really a big, huge Facebook fan, but the group is wonderful. It's a smaller group of very like-minded people. A lot of positive energy there. Good place to come with your questions and get some help. We have a lot of fun. Sometimes I pop in to do readings. It's just a nice group. So it's in the link. There's a link in the description box to the Priestess Lounge. There is one question. It's a checkbox. You got to answer it, or we don't. I can't go ahead and vet everybody. So that's just the way to get in is just click the link in the description box, check the box to answer the question, and you're in. And we'd love to have you there. Queen of the Moon, what say you for Leo? Look what you got. You got the cover of the book card, Sovereignty. Yes, Leo. Own that, embrace it, claim it. Queen of the Moon is the card. Sovereignty. You got the title card in the deck. But of course you did, Leo. It wouldn't be any other way. Interesting that it's card 41. Masculine gets card 51. 4 and 1 is 5. This goes back to that sort of change is afoot. And here it might lead to something very beneficial. So I love the numerology here. But I'm just going to give you a little bit of verse from the book so you understand the energy. Sovereignty, so perfect for a Leo, king or queen, right? You have sovereignty over your own life. Act with grace and confidence. You have the ability to unite disparate people and views should you choose to do so. The buck stops with you. You are powerful. Act like it. Wow. It says, goddesses of the moon are one of the oldest kinds of feminine divine and feature in mythologies from almost every corner of the globe, from Diana of ancient Rome and the Greek Artemis to the Semitic Astarte and I think it's Hina. From Polynesia, the link with which feminine divine and the lunar planet and cycles is a strong one. The goddesses in all their myriad of forms were extremely powerful and demonstrated to women that they naturally had power as well. So we should strive to be the powerful queens of our own domain. Now, that can go for a male as well, because we all have feminine and masculine energies within. So whoever this is for, get your queen of the moon on. Get in your power. It's a great, great message, and I'm happy I was able to deliver that. Let's see what's happening. Leo, Leo, beautiful Leo. This is a general reading for the collective of Leo, Sun, and Rising, or anyone who has a ton of Leo in their chart. Yours truly. As I've said in other readings, I am a Virgo, but I've got Leo in like 5 placements. So the Leo readings speak to me often, more accurately. So that's another hint. Let's see what we got. Wow. So I see some things here that had me a little off for a moment, but now it's becoming more clear. I'm seeing a masculine showing up in the energy of 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is a card of conflict. So just like I was saying that I feel that there may be some moving out of a period of change and into some more stability, by stepping into your power. That's true, but for the masculine, there's something that's interfering. It feels like an external block that's causing some chaos and conflict here. I believe that came up in the last reading as well. But their present experience of this connection is the 6 of Wands, moving toward a reconciliation, wanting victory. It's a beautiful energy. In this card, it's so interesting. It's as if this person is coming back from battle exhausted, but notice how the head is bowed. In most decks, there's a wreath of peace, but in this deck, the head is bowed as a symbol of peacemaking, right? You bow to someone when you agree to sort of have a truce. But it feels to me like this is someone's at battle. This masculine's at battle, but what their experience is in this connection, I think the battle is outside of the connection and it's interfering with their ability to come forward. That's what they want. Who do they want to come forward to? The Empress. Okay, so the Empress is divine feminine energy. It's a beautiful energy. And it represents divine feminine over here. In the past, this masculine walked away from something. 8 of Cups. Or possibly turned their back on some drama and went on a solitary journey. Now they're ready to return. So I like that. feminine in the energy of the Two of Pentacles, in that, like, trying to size things up, weigh realities on the ground. What am I really dealing with? How is all this going to work? It is, it feels like it's a little bit never ending. Notice how the pentacles are on that lemniscate, that figure 8, suggesting that there's a lot to work through, and it kind of has an endless pattern. There's a raging sea behind her. So it suggests that while your back is turned to all the chaos, you're forward facing and you're trying to figure it all out in real time. Two of Pentacles, juggling your priorities, weighing realities on the ground, right here, right now. And the present experience and the connection is High Priestess. So there may not be any communication here whatsoever. This may be a period of separation. This High Priestess is also about accessing your higher self and your intuition and connecting to higher dimensions where you can find information. So for example, and that sounds a little lofty, but all it means is, you know, when things start happening, and you start seeing synchronicities, or you think something or someone or something in nature is trying to give you a message, pay attention to it. That's the energy of the High Priestess. Is, you know, it's about seeing things that others don't see, hearing things that others don't hear. That I'm not saying that, you know, this is about people who are delusional. It's not. It's about the messages coming through and you accessing that information at a higher dimension to serve your highest good and the highest good of all involved. So there is that beautiful energy of the High Priestess. The other part of the Priestess is she kind of hides her feelings. So this is a card of hidden feelings and sometimes a card of secrecy. I will just say that. And in the past here we have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, all about truth-seeking, truth-telling. And I like the Queen of Swords because when in her highest vibration, she does have just enough of the Cups energy, just enough compassion to really listen to the other person, to really have a meeting of the minds. Now, in her lower vibration, she will cut you right out if need be. So we'll have to clarify and see what the energies were around that in the past. Going forward, we have the Seven of Cups. A lot to process on an emotional level. Sometimes this is all about confusion, all the options being put in front of you. And because I already see the Two of Pentacles, that does feel like there's some some things to work out. Some things to work out. So let's take a look at the Five of Wands. The Empress, as you know, is Taurus and Libra. The High Priestess is Pisces. Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Just for those who like to keep track. Yeah, sure. The Five of Wands involves the separation. Yeah. Yeah, that's the conflict. That's why the masculine is struggling to move forward and to reconcile with this feminine, and it's because they're in separation. There's no communication. That makes sense. Wow, came out in the last reading for you guys as well. Something very, it feels like the conflict, whatever it is that's keeping the two of you in separation, is something very toxic. It came through in the last reading, I feel, as a karmic energy. And this can be, again, the devil energy doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It can be just general toxicity. It can represent addictions. It can represent, you know, some depression or anxiety that rises to the height of something more diagnosable. I'm just going to say it. You know, for some of us, we're in serious depression. And we, you know, it's a card of obsession. It can be a card of obsession and control and feeling really tied or controlled by somebody. And I feel that that's what the block is, and that's what's causing the separation and the lack of communication. Is this Five of Wands is about that devil energy, something karmic and toxic. that this masculine feels tied to or bound to, can't kind of get themselves free from. I am going to take, yeah, all right, I'm taking 2 cards now. I wasn't going to take it, but now I feel it relates to the last story. I feel like this underneath, if you're new, is just the unconscious motivations, like what's bubbling up under the surface for the person I'm reading for or about, and how does it inform their behavior. You know how you do things and you don't know why you did it? The cards underneath tell you that story. So the 4 of Pentacles, this masculine, very guarded, keeping things very much on the down low in their own life with regard to whatever's going on with this devil energy, whatever it may be. They are keeping a lid on. They are closely guarding their heart. That center pentacle, they have that vice grip, and I feel they're very closed off from whoever is presenting as that karmic energy. Doesn't have to be a person, as I said, but it feels like it is. It just feels that way because the next card is a card of a lot of anxiety, right? So this energy, whatever it is stirring up so much anxiety for this masculine. They don't know how to communicate or get to this feminine. They're very shut down and guarded for whatever or whomever this devil represents. That devil is Capricorn. For some of you, that might be important. Poor Capricorn always gets a bad rep, but that's not... In its highest vibration, the devil is kind of like, the devil may care, right? Let your hair down. Have a good time. Relax. Release. That it doesn't fit into that part of the storyline, though. I have seen that devil energy show up where the only message was, come on, take a little walk on the wild side. Have a little fun. Don't be so serious. But in this situation, it feels very serious. Frighteningly so. And just so you know, if you're here as the... Okay, Laura. I start getting ahead of myself. If you're here as the divine masculine and you're a Leo, or if you're here as a feminine who is dealing with a Leo masculine, imagine what kind of toxicity has to be present for this masculine to not be able to figure their way out. For a Leo, are you kidding? It has to be something pretty darn serious. That King of Wands doesn't let anything or anyone get in their way unless it's deadly serious. So I just wanted to make that clear. If you're here as the feminine and you're the Leo, then it still stands, but Leo in general doesn't take orders from anybody. 8 of Cups in the past. King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Wow. 2 of Cups. I am feeling that, oh, there's Leo. Oh my gosh, okay. Yikes. So the 8 of Cups is, as I said, oh, I'm getting sweaty now. Because I see where this is all going, and it always brings me back to the beginning. The 8 of Cups is an energy of turning your back on drama. We see that up here. Walking away from something that doesn't fulfill you on an emotional level. It can also be going in search of the 2 of Cups, because the 8 of Cups is not the 10, right? 10 with the little rainbow. 8 of Cups is not fulfilling. So this masculine goes in search of the 2, hello, to bring it back to make the 10. See where I'm heading? I know it's a little bit of math, but the point, I hate to throw math at you, but the point is that what they walked away from is something unfulfilling in their role as a life partner. King of Pentacles, that is the masculine archetype of life partner, husband, right? Live-in, long-term connection. Turning their back on this because it's unfulfilling and going in search of the soulmate. And trying to summon up the strength and the courage to do so. There's the Leo. So it feels I'm feeling very confident that this might be the Leo here in the masculine energy. Doesn't have to be, but it's somebody who is trying to find their way back to this feminine, trying to regain the connection, and they've made the conscious decision to walk away. I don't know if they've actually gotten out. That's what I'm trying to say. But they're trying to summon up the courage to do so. Wow. Six of Wands. Reconciliation. It is a victory card. It is peacemaking. Win-win. Wow. Yeah. This masculine totally wants to reconcile and reunite. Judgment there. Scorpio energy in that card. That is second chances. Reconciliation. Reunion. Forgiveness. Redemption. It's a beautiful card. It's answering the call of the connection. When you have that twin flame energy between you, you have to answer it. It's an energy, it's not a person. It's an energy. So you have to answer that call. If you're receiving a call from source, from the divine, that this is a connection you need to explore, to learn from, to grow from, there is a moment when you realize you have to answer the call. And this masculine is realizing that moment and is manifesting it. Virgo and Gemini in this card. Wow. 3, okay, the Empress is up next in the future, Divine Feminine. Whoop. I bring you the master stylings of my lawn men. Just drives me nuts. I appreciate your patience and good humor. Empress going forward, please. Oof. A return to some balance and fairness, a connection here that would be beneficial to both parties. I feel like the masculine knows things need to be in balance. That's why we're getting that 6. That's why the milk and honey adds up to 6 as well. Yeah, look. Love of a lifetime. I feel like things have been very badly out of balance in this connection for a very long time. Pentacles are years. It could be going on for years. There is an answering the call of the connection. This masculine is manifesting a reconciliation and in an effort to either offer or to receive the gift of the love of this feminine in a way that benefits both parties. So beautiful. Yeah, end of a very painful chapter underneath. Masculine knows things went really ugly and there was a lot of pain probably for both parties, and that has ended. Choosing a new path. So this masculine underneath is being guided, outside their conscious awareness is possibly some concern that the whole connection is kaput, because that 10 of Swords is usually like, yeah, we're no longer on life support here. So there's that energy, but it almost feels like as this masculine is kind of subconsciously outside of their conscious awareness choosing this new path or wanting to choose the new path, they first have to be sure that the pain of the past is done. So there's a little bit of both, like almost I get almost a am I getting here too late? Is this already lost? So it could be a little that. I don't see the moon card. The moon card did come out in the morning meditation reading that I did. So there's always the possibility that there's a little bit of fear here that it's too late. And for some it will be. For some feminines it will be. This feminine stepping forward in the energy of the 2 of Pentacles, kind of juggling in their real life. They have a lot on their plate. I think this feminine is very much interested in life partnership, but also kind of building their own empire. They've got all the balls in the air, all the plates are spinning. It's a lot to manage, and yet I feel like they're kind of in the frame of, see, because if they're in the energy of the High Priestess within the connection, then it's almost like they're anticipating having to make this decision. Yeah. And that's why everything's kind of up in the air. At least energetically. For some of you, maybe in real life, but I feel it's more energetic. Wow, big transformation. Oof, more Scorpio energy. Oh, yes, because of that Eight of Cups comes out again. I almost feel like the feminine has undergone a big transformation, possibly finding a lot of success in their life, and they've worked for it. They've had that dark night of the soul as they contemplate energetically this masculine returning, which for some of you, you'll already feel it coming, others maybe not. But what's kind of bubbling under the surface is, should I just turn my back on this? Will this be fulfilling? Because in this Death card with the Eight of Cups underneath, it's almost as if the feminine is saying, I've already been there and done that. So heading off in a, in a more fulfilling direction. Does that make sense? Because the Eight of Cups is, eights are nice. There's success there, but it's not the 10. And I almost feel like this feminine has already had the dark night of the soul, already done a lot of work, and on some unconscious level is wondering, will this be enough? I've already, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and I don't know that I want to go back. So that's what the Two of Pentacles is about, is there feels like something's coming up that this right? Because why? Three of Cups. There was, yeah, that's some third party energy that this feminine transformed away from. And I'm going to take this too. In the Knight of Wands, I kind of feel like this feminine is already anticipating that this person comes back and repeats the same patterns of the past. So on some level for the feminine, if you're here as a feminine and you already know this person is still with somebody else or connected to somebody else, whether they want to be or not, then that's what you're feeling here. It's like, oh my gosh, like, are they going to come back and just repeat the same old, same old? For others of you that are totally not in communication, which I think is the vast majority of you are in separation and no communication, I think unconsciously you're kind of preparing to have to turn your back on someone who comes back in the same energy with a third party in tow. And in this case, it feels like a person. It does. That's been part of this storyline for quite a while, Leo, so I'm just going to put that out there. Queen of Swords in the past, feminine, wow. High vibe, truth, honor, integrity, character. Yeah, with a Chariot. A moving on card, moving forward card. There's your moon. Almost it feels like, to some degree, and then the healing. Got it. And here's healing from this conflict. There's the conflict over here. So in the past, I feel like this feminine got real. Got real and, was seeking truth. Truth seeker, truth teller. So really wanted to get to the truth with this masculine and then decide whether you're going to move forward or you're going to move on. I do feel the feminine kind of didn't see things very clearly, was very apprehensive, had a lot of their insecurities triggered by the not knowing of it all, by not having the truth. And I don't think they got the truth. And if they got the truth, they got it in a really ugly way. So that's why the Chariot and the moon together, we've got Cancer and Pisces there. together. A very emotional situation unfolded. I don't think it was very fulfilling. I feel all this feminine's fears kind of came up to the surface, and then healing after that conflict. So in essence, what I'm saying is this feminine chose to disengage, chose to move on, and did so after some truth came to light, or the absence of truth. That Queen of Swords with a moon tells me things were still not clear, and that there was, you know, significant reason for this feminine to be apprehensive and reluctant to continue being engaged in the connection. Boom, gone. We have the High Priestess. Present experience of the connection is there's no experience of the connection other than energetically. Yeah, very confused and overwhelmed. Absolutely. End of a burdensome chapter, cycle, laying down a burden. I feel it's a lot. The Two of Pentacles comes out again, so that kind of supports my theory up above. And there's your Queen of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sag. I'm feeling this was the same Queen of Wands that was present in the last reading. There's some involvement. I almost feel whoever the Queen of Wands is, regardless of their sign, they are that third party. They are that more toxic energy. Just the way I'm reading it, because I'm seeing a feminine who is, you know, disconnected from this masculine and kind of overwhelmed on an emotional level, confused by it, really wanting to lay this burden down. Why would they be with the pentacles up here? That's the energy, and all their fear about, you know, really kind of turning their back on this third party energy that is prompted by this Knight of Wands, which is somebody returning from the past, but in the same impulsive energy and in the same patterns as before. And now we get the Two of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands shows up. So if you're here as a feminine Leo, then that could be you, but that doesn't really make sense, the way that the unconscious energy works. The unconscious energy is usually what's motivating your behavior. Could be about stepping into your power, but it feels more like a different person, and trying to figure out, being overwhelmed by it, wanting to put that to bed, and trying to figure out if that's what you're still dealing with, is this person's energy, if they're still in the picture. Because I don't think many of you know. And then we have the Seven of Cups comes out again. So this is more doubling down. So we have the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Cups. So there's a lot of repeating patterns here. For the feminine, of confusion, trying to weigh options in real time. What am I really dealing with here? Yeah, kaboom. Tower in the future for the Virgo. Wow, I knew Virgo was going to come back. So we have Aries and Virgo in the Tower and the Hermit. That leads me to believe that all this overwhelm and confusion in the future, I do feel this masculine tries to manifest a reunion with this feminine to respond to the Ace of Cups, but I'm not sure they get there. And I almost feel like that overwhelming confusion for the feminine is more than they're willing to deal with. And it is a matter of, the Tower is when there's something that you need to take care of and you just haven't done it. Something you need to deal with head on, face on, and you haven't done it. And Spirit comes in and says, I'm going to do it for you, because this is not serving you. And I do feel, to some degree, whatever is not stable in this connection is what gets wiped away. And we have a return to a solitary journey, or a continuation of the same. So for this feminine, it feels like in the future, there will be a major shift that will bring in the clarity that they don't have right now. That's why the Seven of Cups shows up twice. And they're going to get super crystal clear. No more confusion. And it will be a big shift that will send them on either a continued solitary journey or more, or a new phase of self-growth, self-awareness, introspection, taking a closer look at the situation. Okay? All right, all right. So, dear Leo, if this is your storyline, the extended, I'm going to pull 3 cards to pull the 2 of you together and see what comes up. I'm also reading messages to and from each other, energetic messages. I think that's your strong suit. It's where you really get a chance to communicate to the other person what you're not able to say since you're in separation. Masculine's message to the feminine, feminine's message to the masculine. Leo, I will pull a card for you from your higher self, spirit of the universe. That may give you some advice or maybe some warning signs to look out for. And then the outcome card is really what you can expect going forward and in what time frame. So I do hope that this gave you a little bit of the next part of this storyline to follow and to consider. Thanks for joining me here. If you're going to follow me, the link is in the first or second sentence of the description box below this video. I'll see you there in a second. Otherwise, Leo, have a great rest of your week and enjoy that full moon, and I'll see you on a future reading.